All right, so project 4 for Ontology Tradecraft. We're going to be bringing in a lot of the knowledge that we've been building, the skills we've been building up until this point into a hopefully seamless pipeline that takes you from raw data, rawish data, and then spits out a valid, verified ontology structure. And so we're going to approach this in steps, and I've kind of set this project up so you're forced to walk through the steps, not because there aren't tools that can facilitate some of these steps that can kind of like ease the burden, but because I want you to see how the cake is made so that when you encounter these sorts of tools, you don't get all starry-eyed and are like, wow, this solves so much, this can do so much, because ultimately this project 4 should make it clear to you that creating a semantic pipeline, as we're calling it, it's not that challenging, and so you shouldn't be that impressed. There are other harder things that we will do. Not this. This part is not that challenging. You'll see why. So cradle to gate, what am I talking about? We want to be able to take data in its various formats that we see out in the wild and with its various fields, with its various levels of completeness. We want to be able to clean that, put it in some kind of canonical format, so that we can then align it to a design pattern, a vetted design pattern of an ontological sort that we can then run quality control checks against. And then we want to be able to do that in such a way that we can automate a pipeline so that when we add data, more data, like that rawish data, we can kind of let the machine run and spit out more ontological content that is valid and verified without us really having to touch it. And that's what this pipeline does. Now, yeah, I've given you a couple of data sets in the project 4 folder. Here, I'm gonna share my screen here so that folks online aren't just thinking, watching me like flail about here nonsensically almost. So what you'll see, and I'm looking here in VS Code. So what you're going to see is under project 4, under assignments, under source, I've given you some data sets, sensor underscore A CSV, sensor underscore B JSON. If you're looking in VS Code, this is what you're going to see. So you're not going to see the pretty tabular forms, but you're going to have like device name, reading type, reading value, units, time, etc. And then you're going to have like names for these things, things like also information like temperatures, pressures, and values associated with it. That will be in the sensor A. And then over in sensor B, you're going to see this not in CSV format, but in JSON. And you're going to see additional information about, roughly speaking, the same domain. Note that in each of these, you're going to get some missing values. You're going to get some incorrect information. This is going to happen throughout. This is what you should expect in the wild when you're dealing with data. Data, not always pretty. And you're going to have to figure out a way to clean it. You're going to have to figure out a way to put it in their appropriate format so you can use it for your various purposes. And so this is, I've given you a bit of a guide here on the construction of a script that will allow you to take data, roughly speaking, in this format and convert it into, or clean it, put it into a canonical form. I've given you some examples about what the canonical form can look like, and I've also given you some examples about how to write that script. So you're going to be writing scripts in this exercise. I've tried to provide guidance for you, but you're just going to have to roll your sleeves up and get into it. GPT is going to be your friend. Also, Python documentation is going to be your friend. Again, I've tried to help you out a little bit. Follow the guidance here. But essentially, this first task is going to be getting this data cleaned from this original format and into a canonical form that we're then going to pull, or then going to align to, I'm going to switch screens right here, a design pattern that I provide for you based on the Common Core Ontologies. And so what you're seeing right here is something of an information-y style diagram that has some artifacts, a design pattern that will help you reflect or let you represent an artifact that is the bearer of some quality or specifically dependent continuant that is being measured, where that measurement information content entity, that mice, has some value, some textual value, or some XSD value, and then some unit, like kilograms or whatever, right? Depending on what's being measured, right? And so this will be the general design pattern that you'll use to align all of that data, all of those two data sets, in its canonical form, right into to output a turtle file that will match this pattern. Now, to pull this off, you're going to need to construct something using Pandas, something using RDFlib. I would encourage you. And you should, if you've been following along and thinking about RDFlib, you should be able to basically see this structure in the code. It's a pretty straightforward connection. Like, you should be able to take this and look at it and in the code and have something executable, right? Which is exactly like, that's the point. Like, and if you're able to do this well, you'll basically have this design pattern executable. And isn't that the goal? That's something you can test. It's something you can integrate into a system, and you'll have somewhat, or you'll be a lot farther downstream than most groups are when you talk about explainability. So now, next stage, after you've like gotten your integration, your data cleaning, done that, put it in that data in a canonical form. You've written a script that will take that canonical form and output a turtle file that aligns with the design pattern. Then I'm going to have you navigate over here and create 8 SPARQL queries. And I've given you guidance on what the content of those SPARQL queries should be. Things like no class should be outside the BFO hierarchy. Every class should have, or any class or object property must have a non-empty definition with an English language tab. You're going to write these queries. And I think I gave you an example. Okay, one of them is for free, so you see what they look like. But here's the thing. So you will need to write these queries on your own, 7 of them. And you may be thinking, John, I'm a clever person. I'm going to write a very weak SPARQL query that kind of aligns with this, but my ontology will be able to pass it. Well, unfortunately for you, I thought you might do that. So in my tests, I have the right SPARQL queries being checked, or checking your files, so your turtle files. So I know what these queries should look like. My tests do too. You might pass your incomplete query, but you won't pass mine. And so you should try your best to write the right query for this. You will additionally do this with a set of SHACL shapes, which I provided some guidance for here as well. So like specifically dependent continuant is measured by at least one measurement information content entity. There are no empty values and literals and so forth and so on. Now, one kind of Easter eggy question I'll have, although I'm not testing you on it here, is keep in mind or be reflecting on why in the world did I have you do both SHACL and SPARQL? You'll see some overlap, not exactly overlap in what you're describing with the SPARQL, or I'm sorry, with SPARQL and with the SHACL, but you should be able to discern some differences in pattern, like the targets. So I'm curious if you guys can pick up on why exactly it is I have you do both. Couldn't you do everything with SPARQL that you're doing with SHACL? Can't you do everything with SHACL that you're doing with SPARQL? Answer is no, but hopefully you'll see. So in any event, once you've done this correctly, you've created your SPARQL queries, you've created your SHACL shape file, you should be able to run your scripts, ingest that data, integrate the data, clean it, align it to Common Core design pattern, check it against those 8 SPARQL queries and 1 SHACL shape file. You should be able to get thumbs up across the board for the quality control. And then, and the important part, the most important part, we will shift over to the kind of, icing on the cake for the project, which is where we have a make file, which we will use to trigger a workflow so that anytime you add data or a data set to this directory, you trigger the same workflow. And I have given you a file here, sensor_c.csv, and I've given you a workflow guide on how to set up a make file to run this locally. What I'm going to have you do is write that put it in your own directory under github.workflow. I can't do that for you, unfortunately. But what it's going to do is when you've done this correctly, you will be able to take this sensor_c file, drag it over to data, push it, and then trigger that workflow. And the workflow, again, if you've done it correctly, will take sensor_c.csv. It will integrate it with sensor_a and sensor_b. It will clean it, bring them together in a canonical form. It will spit that form out into the RDFlib script, which will then align it to the design pattern. And then that that turtle file that is in alignment will be checked by your SPARQL queries and then checked by your SHACL shapes. And you will see, again, if you've done this correctly, your terminal or in your GitHub Actions, you will be able to follow along and watch you pass the tests or not. And if you don't pass the test, it will tell you where you went wrong. It'll tell you what to look at. It'll tell you what to look for. I've included at the end of this workflow guide, which you'll see here in the source directory, I've given you some troubleshooting steps as well as what success looks like. So for example, if you try to run this and your workflow doesn't run, here's a common thing. You maybe didn't add a new file. Maybe you added something under data, but it wasn't exactly a new file. The way the make file that I provided lines this up is that it checks to see, like it checks the diff between the files that are there and the files that you add. And so it's looking for new data files, not old data files. In addition, you could get some kind of troubleshooting where your workflow ran, but it missed your new data. So that may be a syntax error. But probably most helpful for you is this right here. You can check your workflow locally in your terminal. If you just navigate over to project/assignment and then run these in sequence or just together. And if you'll be able to see where things go wrong if something goes wrong. And then you can kind of pinpoint where the problems are in your workflow, and kind of separate that off from setting up the workflow itself, which admittedly might take a little thinking for you to figure out. I did give you guidance on what the workflow should look like, what it should do, how do you figure it out. There's also a lot of GitHub documentation on a GitHub workflow. This is a standard workflow. So hopefully there's enough guidance here for you there. But in any event, this troubleshooting will be more general than even the ETL workflow. It'll help you pinpoint where exactly things are going wrong. So you should make liberal use of these commands as you're testing things, so you can isolate what went wrong and then focus on just on what went wrong rather than being confused about what went right versus what went wrong. Okay, so I'm going to pause there. First, you understand the general idea, like cradle to gate, ingest information, align it, spit it out in a quality or controlled format. Okay. Okay, any questions about this?
Obviously. No specific questions. I really appreciate how you set it up. It's really a joy to see it, and I was really sort of motivated to see, like, hey, this is how integration. I've done a lot of integration. Let's say it that way, and this is a totally new perspective. I still need to grasp, like, how does this scale? And there's a lot of things to learn.
Yeah.
But the versatility that how can I say it? You have a knowledge graph, and it is sort of a hybrid of structured and unstructured, because it is structured because it is with SPOs, right, but it is unstructured in the sense that you could put anything in. Mm-hmm. And that opens a lot of possibilities to amass knowledge, mm-hmm, and say at some point, do I have the information for this task or to draw this conclusion? Because after updates, you can scan, and what state am I in? And sort of like, bam, it seems I'm complete. I can do something now. Mm-hmm. Really, and ordering doesn't matter, if one thing comes first and the other things come later, no problem. In conventional SQL system, big problem. You cannot almost never do that.
That's right.
So I'm so motivated by this example. I just wanted to share that.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Like I
it's
said,
really,
questions, comments, concerns, compliments. I always love the compliments. I'll take
yeah,
it.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So other folks on the call, do you guys get what's going on? You understand? Any questions? Anything I can illuminate? Because I'm going to ask you to start working on this. So as soon as I start, if you don't have any questions, we're going to get to work.
I do have one specific question. I looked in the subclass circularity, and I'm sort of in a dilemma. So I don't know if I'm supposed to ask questions in this detail. If that sort of
Go for it.
is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing, reasoners do not like circular. So reasoners basically sort of say, "Meh." Anyway, the reasoners I tried, let's put it, I tried elk and hermit, and elk seemed reasonable because it's subclassing, right? Subclassing elk, the most simple thing. But is it true that none of the reasoners sort of can work with circular classes? Because I have something working without using a reasoner.
Yeah.
And it's sort of a Cartesian product solution. So there is something like if A, B, and B, A, and that's two sets, and it's sort of, I shouldn't go too far, but I would like to pre-process it with a reasoner, but I don't think it's possible. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's a sense in which there's circularity that's allowed, like equivalency classes are in the relevant sense circular, right? Like that's how they work. They're subclass of both ways, right? And so there's like strictly speaking a definition that references subclass of.
Okay.
So there has to be a way to do that. Now, I do think subclass of has part of a reserved vocabulary. So like you also don't see that it's reflexive, and you don't often see, I mean, sometimes you'll see that it's transitive, but it's only at the instance level most of the time. But there is some kind of there, it's allowed, right, for sure.
Okay.
Now the elk rules so much out. It's never clear to me, at least, like if it's certainly not clear that I should like generalize from elk. Have you tried it with hermit though? Because hermit's
Yeah.
like go to, and you did it give you some errors with that?
Now, not errors. It sort of defaults to making everything a descendant of our thing. Anyway,
I see.
and in all honesty, I worked through it, and I think I had a solution a few days, but I didn't note it down. So and now I sort of lost it. So I'm trying to recreate
I
it.
see. I see.
Uh,
I would need to
uh,
look because it sounds like okay, there one or two things that could come up. I assume none of the hierarchy was read, and so there
no,
wasn't.
no, no, no.
Yeah, so it was consistent. I assume because of the transitivity of subclass, there was some linking to everything, which can happen because that'll put you right under OWL, or linking to an equivalency of something outside the hierarchy that you're playing with. So if you link to something that's outside of entity, you're going to find yourself right up under OWL thing, and so you'll pop out of the hierarchy pretty quickly.
Yeah. I made a test file, just
Okay.
class A, B descends from B, C descends from B, and then A descends from C again. So a cycle. And I observed it in that little example, but I should maybe
And they were all okay. Yeah.
yeah, it sort of said everything is an owl thing, that's it. So
I
it
mean,
was sort of like,
everything is an OWL thing because it's like the domain.
yeah,
It's so, but you mean like direct descendant of it, of
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. That's all the information it gave. It was sort
Okay.
of, and then I took the circularity out, and then the other information popped in again.
Interesting. Can you send that to me? I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I'll figure out what's going on.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Great.
But yeah. So in any event, maybe this is just a lesson. No class should appear in a circular subclass of hierarchy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So summing up, if I have a solution that works without a reasoner, that solution should also work with a reasoner if I get the reasoner to work. That's basically
Yeah, so reasoning, so I think of the difference between like, the kind of Hermit style, sometimes like and other reasoners is global reasoning. So it's based on a tableau, like basically a tableau structure, like assume something's not true and then follow these rules to see if you get a contradiction. Get a contradiction, close a branch, go back to the top and the brute force all the way down. Now the differences across the reasoners are like what do you handle within scope? Like Elk throws a lot of stuff out. And then for things in scope, how do you handle like these kind of brute force branching? So like Hermit, one of the reasons it's so widely used is because it starts noting isomorphisms between branches, like as they start unfolding, and then it starts collapsing them. So like collapses branches so it doesn't have to continue going down through everything else and then popping back up to the top. But that's a global, it's all a brute force strategy though. So reasoners are all like brute force. They go through as much as they have to, and that's it. SPARQL, targeted reasoning. That's how I think of it. I'm asking, I mean, it's not even reasoning, it's pattern matching. Like it's just graph matching. I'm asking, you see this graph or in your graph, this shape. Do you have it? If yes, pull it back. If not, don't worry about it. But you can simulate a lot of like what you would find in reasoners that way by the pattern matching. Because you can ask questions to a reasoner by like asserting things in your ontology, like, is it consistent for me to put this pattern in? Right? So again, the difference, I think of these as like global versus targeted reasoning. They should both be compatible. So if you can get something working with SPARQL, should be consistent with the global reasoner. Similarly, if you've inferred something with the global reasoner, you should be able to target and pull it out. Although in those cases, because unless you're adding triples to the graph, you might not be able to see it. So you might have to use something like a construct query with SPARQL to bridge it, or use something like Pellet, which can like add some stuff back to the graph, add triples, or Swirl, where you can add triples to the graph. A couple of ways to cut the pie, but yeah. In short, without me getting up on my pedestal because I love logic so much, I'll just say yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. One more question about your answer.
Absolutely.
It's more like with these reasoner, how they work and the branching, and you briefly touched upon it in the video. But for me, the brief touching was not like sort of enough to grasp it. So just sort of, yeah, two questions about that. I mean, did you explain in other classes maybe how this worked?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, no, so then
I'll drop a link in the chat. I have a whole lecture on the Tableau. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, because yeah, that was one, and question two was then like, yeah, do you have sources where I could catch up?
Absolutely. I have so
Okay.
much on the Tableau, you will get sick of it.
Okay,
I'm
great.
pretty sure some of the students in this class
Yeah.
are sick of it. So yeah. But I'll drop that in the chat.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
All right. So guys online, other folks, how you feeling? If I were to say, hey, start working on project 4, do you think as a group you can get together, start pulling it up, asking questions, working in a group to make some progress on here, even if it's just understanding the setup and what you're trying to do? Is that something you guys feel like you can do?
I think
I'm
so.
good with that.
Probably.
Love it.
I do have one question. It's probably not super important right this second, but you mentioned entering SPARQL or SHACL queries that are only good for like our ontology as opposed to the test. Or I think you said like that would be less full.
Incomplete.
Yeah, incomplete. I was curious if you could maybe clarify like an example of what a good query would be versus a short
Yeah,
one or
absolutely.
not a
So
good
I've
one.
got one right here for you.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially I want you, and you should read the guidance literally. So no two subjects shall share the same RDFS label lexical string. So here's a query that checks exactly that.
Perfect.
And so here's an example. And then I have like no duplicate definitions. No two ontology elements may have the exact same definition.
I see.
Note I didn't say lexical string. I just said the exact same definition. There are various ways you can identify definitions with annotations. My tests cover all of the ways you might identify definitions. The important part is you can only have one of them. Not one such annotation, but you can't have, for example, CCO : definition, blah, 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 CCO : definition, blah, 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 on the same IRI.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, so that guidance should be helpful. And when I'm talking about the queries that you're writing versus the one that I'm testing against, I'm testing literally what I've written there, no more, no less. So read it literally. And if you have any questions, just ask.
Perfect. Thank you.
I don't assume that the descriptions are entirely perfect, so I should never assume that. I'm sure there's some ambiguity, and I'm sure you clever folks will find it. Okay, so you guys ready? Go for it. Project for it up. While I check on these fortunate souls in class. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Great. Thanks.
How's it going, man?
Okay, so I can't, my VS Code is not picking up all the changes in Project 4. Can't see them. I don't know why, but all I'm saying is I can't share my screen.
Still reading.
Okay. There's a lot of reading.
Yeah. Trying to get the first script started.
Okay. Good. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of reading. Yeah, the ranking.
Huh?
The ranking and machine learning.
Yeah, so it's what we with Sarah was identified that because we'll be using data that has PHI in it. Right? So the recommendation was a virtual machine. And this is all new to me.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to the region.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, Sam, you said you wanted to share your screen.
But Sarah thought that using it would be better because of access for nine.
No, I can't. So, well, I mean, I can share my screen, but the Project 4 assignments are not showing up anywhere on my VS Code to work in my branch or on my local repository. I'm trying to troubleshoot that right now.
Step one is obviously make sure that we have the last version.
Yeah, I've been having trouble with VS Code lately in Python and Jupyter notebooks.
Well, is it VS Code or is your repo not updated?
No, my repo's not updated, but just in general, I was getting errors when I was trying to run Jupyter.
I see.
I had to go dig through Stack Overflow, and they said certain versions of Jupyter were not working well with Python 14.
Yeah.
So I was having trouble setting up my the install on my computer and then the local environment for these projects. I got frustrated and gave up, and I'm just running everything off of the install on my computer for now.
We're not really.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm familiar with how those work. The general is too. So it wouldn't be like a hurdle or anything.
So when you do that, then because I'm assuming you have.
So is anybody else able to share?
You have a virtual machine.
Yeah, I'm updating the project first,
Okay.
and then let me see what I can do. I'm basically apart from the circularity, I'm sort of doing the SHACL stuff already.
Solution then will work for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm a bit I can share what I did. But let me first
Did we talk about common data?
get everything on board.
tell me about it.
Oh, and so, and I think that's why he suggested you come, because I was like, oh, I can do something like that.
Okay, so
He's telling me.
Good.
Sorry, I ran to the restroom. I could open it on mine if you want, but I'm definitely the least competent when it comes to anything code related in here, I would imagine. But I can't do it.
Yeah, I first need to clean up.
I'm probably right there with you, Alex. I'm not very good at code.
Well, when I say not very good, I mean I have zero experience at all.
Actually, yeah, actually.
Okay.
And so.
Yeah, I think you guys are in good company because I'm not super seasoned myself either.
All right.
I was gonna say I'm unfortunately in the middle of working, so I can't like help you guys immediately. But I don't mind like if you guys want to do like a 30-minute session like the Saturday or something like that. And I'm just trying to I'm already up to date on with all my projects. So if anybody has trouble and sometimes it's just easier to kind of do like a Zoom meeting and share your screen and just kind of see what you guys are doing. So if you guys want to do something, I'm down to get together. I could do a personal Zoom meeting and stuff on Saturdays.
In terms of ontology, which at least for me comes down to they need to be vetted in terms of strict operationalization, so that everybody.
Well, I just tried sharing my screen, but I need to have the host isn't allowing sharing for this meeting, so I can't do it anyways.
Yeah. Does it really?
Jingle jangle problem.
Yeah, I gotta wait for John to come back.
Yeah. Well, I guess we can talk about it in the meanwhile. What is our very first step? Project overview.
Yeah. So when we started out in this project, I had asked our contact PI, Alejandro.
Combine both raw files into a clean intermediate data set using the Python library Pandas. Guidance for the construction of the script can be found in ETL guide. Wait, that's the first step?
Common data. So there's a language gap.
Is that right?
So we're setting up a meeting.
Yeah, that's right. So the learning objectives are up there, and then step one is to
I'm guessing two of them probably. Three.
look at sensor A and sensor B, a CSV and a JSON file, and combine it into an intermediate data set
Each variable
using Pandas.
Yeah.
So I've used Pandas before. The question is what are the steps?
Unfortunately, this is the moment where I would go to ChatGPT for assistance.
Yeah, why not?
The steps are listed. The steps are listed in the etl_guide.md. It pretty much.
I see that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what it says. ETL guide. Combine raw sources into a single clean CSV. Clean means consistent columns, data types, and units. We'll write a small Python script. Alrighty. Outline for your script.
No, I love to see him do the shit.
Well, when this says outline for the script, this almost just looks like the script.
Yeah, so if you go to the SRCs, so I think what you got to do is compare the headers. So you go to the data. So you got a column named device name. You got a reading type. You got temperature, pressure, a value.
Units and time.
Units and time, yep. So
to share now.
Okay, that's right. What is this sharing for you guys? This is just my VS Code that you see?
Yep,
Oh,
we see it.
Yeah, I took some notes down, basically.
And then on the second file to JSON, which I'm much less familiar with, site.
Okay.
I don't know how to.
Well, this is a location, presumably.
Well, in my mind, I'm trying to translate this to header data because that's what I'm used to working with, mainly Excel/CSV. Because that's what you want to do. You want to write the script to find the common headers and combine them. So I
see value, time, unit. That's it. At least for overlapping.
Wasn't it in number 3, the load sensor A? It's got the asset ID, the artifact ID, the measure type, SDC kind, unit label.
I'm sorry. Could you say that one more time? Isn't what? Say that one more time.
So you're looking for the headers, right? Of
Yeah.
the columns.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
in number 3, the load sensor A, it's got the renaming of the columns. So asset ID, artifact ID, measure type, SDC kind, unit label, reading, value, time, and timestamp. So there's your headers.
That's beautiful. What do you mean number 3? What am I looking for?
Number 3, load sensor A in the ETL guide.
Oh, okay. Okay, we're back there. Got you.
Indeed.
I see. Yeah, yeah. Asset ID, artifact ID, measure type. I see.
Can I drop a little hint in for this
Please
script?
do.
Because I think I'm going to move on by myself because I'm pretty far ahead, and the reason is that I'm going on vacation, so I'm sort of on a tight schedule.
Sure.
But do look at this, because local time is probably Buffalo time. If you parse date times, it's going to say something like, "Hey, the way you parse it, it's outdated, it's deprecated." So what you do in A, you first say, let's do local time to UTC time. And then you have in both files ISO time, basically, because that was sort of, if you add a sort of a UTC time zone to it, you have a 8600, I think it's called, formatted time. And then you can drop that in John's function. And then the parse automatically or whatever it says, you can throw that away and it just works. So that's a little Easter egg in the script. And then you start seeing that all the data starts to align, because the data from A and B is actually probably same machines, different sensors, but the readings are from the same time if you do this conversion, right?
I see. So you're saying the time is just written in different. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
So this parses automatically. Sorry, in the JSON, it parses automatically because this is, you see, this is ISO standard.
Right.
So no worries. But in A, it's not ISO standard.
Right. It's just written 806.
Yeah, and the function I dropped will convert this format to the same format as in the JSON, and then it just parses automatically.
Oh, awesome.
This datetime parser always understands ISO format.
Great. That sounds helpful.
Yeah. So and then basically, and for the rest, it's sort of relatively easygoing. And I think ChatGPT can absolutely help you out. Awesome. I think you can just paste the JSON file and ask ChatGPT to make it for you. In all honesty,
that was probably what I was going to do on my own time, and then try and learn it backward. Usually, that's usually what I do. Like I have ChatGPT help me with it, and then learn it backwards once it's already done, kind of.
Okay, cool. Talk to you guys later.
All right, have a good one. Have fun on your vacation.
See ya.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we have this to parse our time. Let's go back here. I'm going to drop off here. Thanks everyone for the insight. No problem. Have a good one. And about Saturday, I'm sure people would be interested. I probably would be interested too. Feel free to drop it in the Slack, and I'm sure people will show up.
Sounds good.
All right, have a good one, man.
All right, I think there's just 2 of us left.
There's 2 of us left. The 2 people that don't know what they're doing.
Correct.
The heck? I walked away for 2 seconds, but it takes up.
Everyone that knew what they were doing left, and now they've left us here to struggle.
So what we were sitting here looking at, John, was how to. I understand the concept of taking the CSV and the JSON and combining them and cleaning the data. So basically, what I was just getting ready to do was paste it into Claude AI and tell it to do it for me, and then reverse engineer it, because I know conceptually what needs to be done. You got to take the site IDs and all that other stuff and make it into a clean format.
That's right.
I work with header data, i.e. Excel. I've worked with that for a very long time, so that's what I'm used to. JSON is not familiar at all.
Okay. Okay.
So we're on elementary steps. I understand what needs to be done.
Good. Okay. That's half the battle. Cool. Hit it. Since you're on the big screen, maybe folks will get insights from your work. This should be done as a collaborative exercise, I think.
I am giving Claude AI instructions.
To rectify a column. They're not all the Here's the data type growth. And the string about has certain values, and then they do it instead of like Celsius. You see, essentially, realize the code should be like, look at this thing. Look at that. I see. I see. Well,
Okay, I gotta paste it in the Claude.
so, what are the options for what you might see with it? You might say a couple of things in that.
You want me to share my screen so you can see what Claude is saying?
Yeah, sure.
You can write code that has like those clauses in it.
Maybe I have to stop mine. I don't know. Stop mine and then you can go.
This is typically how you'll write scripts that like play with it. And like, oh, if you see that, oh, that.
So you should be able to see it now.
Yep. I see.
Okay. All right. So the question I asked was a Python script using RDFlib to clean, combine information in a JSON and a CSV file. Explain how you constructed it. Okay. So JSON contains nested structure, site metadata readings. CSV has inconsistent formals, different temperatures,
Some time formats.
units.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
You can't have to drop it. If you don't have the data, you can't use it. You can't fit it on it.
So this part, like I would have no idea how to do this part. I could kind of find this out just by looking at it, but number two,
Okay.
you have to design the schema.
Yeah.
So they used sensor observation.
I use common ontologies to create a simple schema.
I've been asking Claude a lot of ontology questions, but I started a new chat for this one. I don't know if that's something they
Use SOSA. What the hell is that? Like Chief Keef? Are we supposed to be implementing some other random ontology? I guess it's not random, but
Give it a number.
we'll come back to this. I want to look at the I think we just need to match it to the design pattern. So I think maybe
there might be an extra step in there. I'm not sure. Here, look, I
Yeah.
can show you two. I'll post it in here. I'll show you a similar what you're about to look over. You can compare. I can't post it because it's too many things. Can I DM you on here maybe? Yeah. Chat. I can't. It's still too long. Fuck. I wanted to send you the basically ChatGPT version of what you did so we can compare and see where, because mine didn't use SOSA, and see where yours might have added stuff that mine didn't, but I can't post it in the Zoom. It's too long.
Ah, okay.
You can post the link the link to the chat.
That's true. I can do that.
I mean, if it's not like
It is no, it's just that. I can do that. Let's see.
Yeah.
Because this is doing the same thing at the start. It's aligning headers. It's converting Celsius, kilograms, meters. Wait, kilograms. Do we have to convert weight of something? I don't remember that.
I think there was kilopascals in there, which is another unit of measure, if I remember right.
Yeah, KPAs.
Yeah.
Is that weight? It can't be
no,
weight.
it's an alternative to
like pressure or
bar
something, right?
pressure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think ChatGPT might have messed that up then.
So here's what John did in the README in the ETL guide.
Basically, last week or the week before, there was this idea because like
I think it'd be worth it to look at that one. Let me stop share. Okay.
Trying to understand CCO first. Trying to do exercises on CCO that are basically the same patterns.
So as we
very prototypical.
So here's what he did. So he was very specific and when he did the strings, you keep the default no NA values.
But eventually it became something like
kept NA values. And then he said rename the column from asset ID to artifact ID, measure type to SDC kind.
Yeah. So
yeah.
yeah. He's just making them all align with the other one.
Yep, correct. So he just physically went through and are manually.
Which is the same thing we just did, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what? That's it. And we just run it through that code, I guess.
Yep,
but that can't be. He wrote the whole thing for us. That can't be. We have to add more, no? But there's nothing else to add, so I don't think so.
I think it's just to show us how to do it because he manually matched it. Like just said, I mean, there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns in the CSV file, and
that's what I'm saying. So we don't have to do anything though. Is that not all of the information right there?
That is.
Okay.
But you still what he wants to do is RDFlib when you run this through Python, this script.
Eventually,
so you load the data here, and then you transform the data here.
Mm-hmm.
Then you load this data.
This is your repo with already designed patterns, but there are so many you can do.
So my limited work with Python, I know DF is data frame. So you're loading
sensor. You know more than me.
Sensor A in a data frame format, and you're renaming all of this. Then you're taking the JSON, and you are putting it in a data frame, and you're saying what you're effectively saying is take this and transform it into this data frame.
But this is another issue that
interesting. Why? We might be getting lost in the weeds here, but why are we labeling everything in the first one like asset ID to artifact ID, but then in the second one we're saying artifact ID should also be able to be read as asset? What was the point of renaming it then?
To rename it. I don't know.
You get what I'm asking,
headers.
kind of?
Yeah.
Like it seems like we're doubling down on the same thing.
In this example, yes. But when you got a spreadsheet with 1,000 column headers or a couple hundred, you're not going to be able to manually match it. So you're going to have to pick out what you need. So you're going to have to say, hey.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
So the yeah.
Go ahead, whoever was talking.
Because you might have more than just the 2 data sets that we're talking about. And somebody could call it, instead of an asset or asset ID, they could call it an artifact.
Right. So in this particular instance, you would only need the top one in theory, right? But like for a bigger picture operation, that both of them, or at least the second one, would be more helpful. Yeah? Am I understanding that correctly?
Yes.
Um,
So if you look at this
no,
command,
So can you explain to me how in this instance that we're working with right now, the load sensor B is relevant? If we're already renaming the stuff from sensor A to match sensor B in the first lines of code.
so you just got to pick one to align it. So all he did was take he made the file A match file B. So, and then what he's doing, and then on step 5, you're combining them. So
the usual problem.
concatenate. I can't pronounce that.
concatenate. So what you're
Concatenate,
doing
yeah.
though is what B is what the second script is doing is it's taking it from that format that it's in and it's putting it in like a CSV format. So that way when we concatenate both files, it'll match up. Because if you look at the JSON file, if you tried to concatenate that to the first file, it would just create a big mess.
I see. This is where my lack of coding knowledge comes in and makes things more confusing than they need to be. That makes sense to me now.
Yep. And then you write this. So you transform it. So these two scripts make it match. And then this line of code combines it. Because you transformed, you name this data frame B, and we name this data frame A. So this one says concat combine data frame A and data frame B. I don't know why that's necessary, but it's there.
It's not even new.
So that's the process to automate and combine multiple files.
Yeah, that makes sense now. I'm following now. Trim white space. What does that mean?
Probably blanks or errors. Yeah. Probably blanks, most likely.
Just cleaning it up, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it will be
Okay. Well, so then should we run that code and do that?
Yeah. Whoever's got the ability, I'll stop sharing, and then because my VS Code is still not does not like me. I'm gonna have to let somebody else run it.
header or sub-editor of how much.
Where were you? Is that in the ETL guide? Where was that code located? Yeah, in the ETL guide.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in VS Code, you got to open a terminal, import the libraries, and then the files from the assignment.
Sure and share. I'm not sure my screen. I just want to share the program.
And I'm gonna have to drop at about 2:45.
I already messed it up.
Value do you bring to the
I don't know.
it's like
Did I need to type Python beforehand? Maybe. Nope. Are we located in the wrong thing? No, maybe actually. We should be in project 4. Presume?
I don't know how to select.
So I think in VS Code,
I think we might have to be in the project 4 folder.
You're importing from the project 4 folder, but I think you're running in
I'm located in the ontology tradecraft folder right now, like the overall the root file. I think, right? I think that's what this means. So we would have to do something like I think you got to do like CD is the code, and then I don't know, maybe something like this. Project 4. Something like that. Does that work? Nope. Cannot find path. Why? How? For what?
So I think you need to open a new window or a new VS Code. Just open Python in VS Code.
How do you want me to do that? New window? I think this is supposed to work. I think I'm just hold on. Let me try one more time.
And ontology less so because it's not indexed. I usually do a file ontology paper before.
There we go. I knew something was going to work eventually. Okay, and then we run this. Nope, still didn't work.
Yeah, I think you're trying to run it in the MD file. That's what it looks like to me because you're in the MD file.
Is that? Are you sure though? Isn't this right here
Determined,
telling me
yeah.
where I'm in? I'm not in
Yeah,
the
that's-
ETL. I'm in project 4.
Very true.
Maybe I shouldn't be in that. Maybe I'm supposed to be in data. Maybe we have to go even further.
We have a paper coming out and like educational discipline or something like.
Next assignment. See. Whoa. Did I press enter on accident? Cersei.
So I often.
No, I don't know. I'm out of ideas. What do you want me to do? New window?
Yeah, new window. Or yeah, and then make it a new file, make it a Python file.
See, yeah, this is a strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, new file will make a open new window up there at the top. Just make it a Python file.
Okay, I'll throw this up here and make it a little easier. Okay. Then
Yeah.
we should. Do we still? Maybe we might still have to. Do I just type the imports, or do we still have to get into the proper?
Select a language. Pick Python, I think.
Or select a language.
Yeah, up there at the top. Okay, and then just click generate code. Yeah. And then copy the import pandas as PD import. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I don't want this. I'm co-piloting. That's not what I want. I want to just type.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can speak English viruses.
So why does that look wrong?
Yes, typical to the right output of this.
See what happens.
I think my strategy was when I was in grad school was like I'm gonna publish a lot of different places and well.
Well, that didn't work. Or did it? Wait, maybe it did. No, it didn't. If I run Python, it's okay. Maybe it did. It's bringing me to my folders. Am I supposed to click maybe the? No.
Yeah, so maybe you add. I think you have to add a Python file someplace.
Oh, what is it? I don't have any Python files.
Yeah, I know, but no, save it so they can.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, because this is where it's going to save the combined file I'm following now.
Correct.
No such file or directory. How is that possible? I just made it right now. Did I not?
Is there anything happening with the artificial intelligence? Sampler?
Did that work? It doesn't look like it worked, but
indent.
It might have. Hold on. I have the file, so maybe it did work. 1 second. Like it did create a file on my folder. I mean, on my computer. Edit with Notepad. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, nope. It didn't create anything. Okay. Yeah. This can't be right because we need to include the thing, like the names of the files that is importing. No, it doesn't actually.
So those are all that's just the technical stuff to do it. So you're importing pandas. You also have to import RDFlib.
Yeah. But then shouldn't it like download the stuff and then it should
it's like I think of it as downloading a program file like Zoom or whatever. It's just like it does it in the background.
Yeah. That's what I thought, but I don't think I don't know if it worked or not. I mean, I guess because everything's red now.
Oh, because you've made changes. It's matching it up with the local repository in your fork.
Okay. All right. So then in theory, this worked then maybe, right? So then the next step would be.
I want them up there, like in the livelines, talking about what they do and how they're gonna, we can help establish a boundary. And I want IAD.
A new founder. So
Yes.
Yeah, the next step. Yeah, there we go.
I guess even Cameron is in some of the meetings.
Okay. Would that mean that this is outputting something? Reading normalize. Let's see if it did that.
Yeah, gotta stay involved. We're up to
I don't
date.
think it did. Oh, wait, it's in data. Wait. No, it didn't do that.
I finally unblocked.
Okay, so
This didn't ever happen.
so what you're doing right here is the in path is from the SRC data
Yeah.
in path, and then the out. So the import path, those are the paths that you need. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you have to tell it where it's looking, and then you have to tell it what to do, which is the script that we were discussing earlier. But you see that unexpected indent.
We dropped the chair too. We got it voted out.
I don't know why that's an error. Maybe up there, take those indents out. Where you see those red squiggly lines, just take them out.
And we met with them a couple of times and they seemed like they were just doing the same thing. So I was just like,
See what happens.
No, I know. Maybe Alec is now.
Yeah. That looked better. I don't see it yet.
Okay, so it looks like it worked.
It does look like it worked, but I'm not seeing the file. Where did it save? Projects, assignment, SRC. Oh, wait, why did it save as the import pandas thing again instead of the out file?
Well, so now we have to.
Do that, and we're just gonna go to ISO, and they were like,
Can you go back to the and I got like 5 minutes left. Go back to the. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to the.
And so far it looks like they're committing.
Now you got to load it. So you told it what libraries. So you downloaded Excel, PowerPoint, whatever, with all that import stuff. You told it where to look. Now you got to actually load the data.
In theory, I could just copy those all the way down, no?
Yep.
Including to concatenate.
Let's
try it all the way down to concatenate. Okay, so let's fix all of this garbage.
And they have like a relationship with us. It should have been nicer. Jim is the reason for us. It costs money to be nice.
Indenting thing is going to drive me insane, but
And I kind of had to wrestle with them. But now we're almost done, so anybody we do will have CCO in the standard. That doesn't mean CCO doesn't need work. But for us,
this is, well, I'll just leave that here for now. Try it. All right, let's see what happens if we do this. Syntax error, that's what I thought. This is A is not defined. B is not defined.
How can you preserve?
Oh, but why does it matter? Wait, hold on. Maybe that was just there for no reason. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Storage options, none.
Like every 5 years you have to check.
Things are happening.
We're right at that time, so actually
I don't know. Something's not working perfectly, but things are happening. CCO merged has been created, I think. That wasn't here before, right? CCO merged?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, stuff is happening.
Stuff is happening. I have a new TTL. See what it looks like. Oh, it's properly formatted. It's got a whole bunch of stuff going on in here. Holy cow. It's got, wait, was I supposed to have a 20,000 line file created from this?
I don't think so. No.
Because that's what I got. Okay, hold on. Let me show you my whole screen here so you can see what's going on. This is what we created, I believe.
I think there's no reason why we can't just adopt the same strategy. Like we'll have that way. We'll have.
You got 20,000 lines out of that?
20,000 lines out of that.
Take a CCO file that's not like the actual lead site. It's like when I take a PFL file, we can just prove.
Excuse me, 19756.
That's close enough.
I mean, this is right. Like, this is talking about the right stuff. Iceland Corona. I don't know. Some of this. There's a lot of like random stuff going on here. That.
Oh, it's allowed or not? Like, I don't know.
Is this like all of CCO?
I know what it looks like.
It is all of CCO. Wait, is it? Yeah, look,
I don't know
because
if
it
it's all of
starts at
CCO.
0. No, but
Yeah.
look, it counts literally from 0
It
to.
is.
This is all of CCO, huh? Okay. Well, we got all of CCO here. Okay. I don't know if we were supposed to have that. I guess maybe. No, that can't. Wait, that can't be what we're supposed to have.
Okay, so if you look on the go to the
How do
go
we
to
even
the
get
number 6, trim white space and basic normalization.
Okay. Yeah. I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
Maybe this saves us.
I still don't know how you got all the CCO.
That's what I'm saying. Where did it even come from?
Yeah.
The CCO merge file, right?
Yeah, but we didn't put it in. We didn't put it in this script, Tim. Correct. So yes, it came from the CCO merge file, but how did it get into the output for the script that?
Yeah, I
Alex
don't see
put in?
anywhere link in the or CCO. We never
Never
directed it towards that.
Yeah, that's the mystery.
It's so strange. Okay, let's click this button. No.
So it still doesn't like the location of sensor A, the CSV file.
Which is so strange. And what the hell is sensor C CSV?
That's to set up the automated workflow. So you're
Okay.
supposed
Okay.
to load that. Once you get the automated workflow set up, you're supposed to load that in. And
I
it's
just
supposed
wanted to
do all
make
the
sure we
semantic.
didn't just make it. It was the first time I saw it.
Yep.
Okay. So this didn't work, I don't think.
Nope. But we got someplace. We got stuff to run. So I think under path lib in the Python code, I think you got to put the local directory.
Where are we looking here? Here, this one?
Yeah, right there, path lib. I think you got to put. I think you have to fill in the You have to fill in that full path. So in A instead of src.data.sensor.
Gotcha.
You got to put the full path in. Or whatever it is on your computer.
Can I copy a file path? Is that easy? Just do it like this. I assume I need the parentheses still.
Yep. There you go.
Is it underscore A?
Yeah.
Underscore A dot CSV. Same spot, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And then
wherever you want to put the output file at.
So we'll do this. Same spot. We'll just make it our proper location. All right, let's try that. OS error. Seems like the worst kind. Invalid argument. Documents, ontology, tradecraft, ontology, tradecraft, ontology, tradecraft. Why is it triple written ontology trade? Oh. Wait, what? My files got messed up. What the hell? How did this happen? Oh boy. Somehow I've created 3 ontology tradecraft folders. Okay, hold on.
Oh, it looks like you created a cool environment. Yeah.
What if we did this?
Yeah.
This might, hopefully this doesn't screw everything up, but it's gonna do it. It's not gonna work. I think it's because my path is messed up.
Okay.
I don't know how this happened. Maybe because I just relocalized the GitHub repo and it made like a new folder, I guess, instead.
Possibly. Good question.
And I don't think I can move this without closing out of VS Code, which is kind of annoying, but
because like I think just copy all that, copy at least the code and then put it into a notepad or something and then close it all out. Okay, unfortunately, I have to drop because I have to do my day job.
All right, man. Good luck. Have a good day.
Yep, thanks.
No problem. Okay, let's try this. Oh. Guys are seeing all my documents. It's probably not good. Save this to here. Four. Okay. Replace it. Very nice. No such file or directory, because that's not the right place.
Anyone make any first file?
Are we in C users? That's not where we want to be.
Having a problem where
Oops.
we getting the data from this file.
New issue.
Well, you know, you have 3 ontology tradecrafts in your file.
Oh, thank you. Somehow I re-updated my local GitHub repo this morning, and I don't know what happened. I guess I doubled or tripled my local repo, and it was just messing up the code here. Thank you.
But for this, but is it working like I can show you that.
Okay, round 2.
Not even considering
New issue. Invalid argument. What is this? X07 assignment?
There is
what?
The hyphen.
One of the last lines says
The project dash 4?
Maybe. Let's see. Oh, it looks like, okay, so A has been replaced with a X07. So why don't you go up to your file paths and delete A?
plus I think
Just delete A and then put A again.
chiller hyphen.
Okay, it looks like you're doing some encoding or in the back end.
Yeah, because it's yellow.
That's right. So maybe highlight it and see if you've got just the A and see if it'll give you an option. Maybe right click it too. I think there's a way to, and I think I've done this on my VS Code. I think there's a way to block encodings or like prevent encodings.
All right.
Like by default. And I don't know off the top of my head, you'll have to look it up. But for the short term, you could probably how come you disappeared?
All right, sorry, I was going through my settings. I'm back.
No, for the short term, you can probably just go to type in like Unicode A or Unicode list or something, and then paste in whatever comes up in Google.
Oh, okay, sure.
By running this, so then we're at the rename part. I changed.
Would it be this, the A plus
Or
U?
You're looking for 0061.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. You might just be able to copy the A right there. Like, and you copy that and then paste it in.
These are the kind of things that, since I don't know anything that's happening, would take me hours to figure out what the hell's going on.
I don't think it worked.
I don't think it worked either.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe you will have to block the encoding.
All right, I can just Google that real quick. That's no problem.
On this rename part, but then when I went to this file and
there you go.
The names down for the columns exactly as they are here, then I was able to run the script like this.
Encoding of letters.
There's that super user thing right below. There's somebody, it looks like on Stack Overflow who's had the same problem. Stop from auto guessing. They'll probably have you an answer.
All right.
Got the data for.
Are you asking the workflow to change anything in the script?
Mm.
Because the script should just run, you should not modify it. So it's already something that is an addition that might be suspicious.
Oh, before you even move on, go back to VS Code. There may just be a quick solution right here. All right, go down to, okay, you got UTF in the corner, in the bottom corner there. You see UTF. Click on that.
So this point is
Okay, reopen with encoding. Okay, I guess there's not a. Okay, never mind. Go back. I thought there might be the answer.
That's all right.
Us to make a new script. Like I will stick with the.
I think this happened when I copied the code from VS into Notepad and then back into VS. I don't know if that matters at all. Maybe
I would have
What if
thought
I-
that would remove encoding, but
the original
maybe.
file
what if I just recopy the
in the pipeline, which
yeah,
is
this is gonna work because every time I type in A, it doesn't work either. But let's see.
the boom, then changing from to us pipeline.
I also
Nope, I didn't do anything.
links between these parts.
We can trust the script. I don't think also because it's like a bit too complex to change. I guess to be fragile. I mean, you change one little thing, not knowing it. So what about this? For debugging, you give compiler the output in which everything gets done.
How to repair the corrupted
Oh, this is a
file.
mess. All right, here's a better way. Go to GPT and ask it.
That's what I was about to say. I think we're getting to that point.
But keep this
Little
in.
screenshot.
Let's ask about the output. Why do you do that? Given this script.
I like how polite you are.
I can't help it.
Oh,
A
it's
Windows
not,
pass in Python string escaping
look at that escape.
interact.
I see. Oh, you might have to put
Backslash A.
Yeah, you got to put doubles. That's right. Okay. Well, no wonder the encoding wasn't working.
All right. So I just double up everywhere, I guess.
Looks like it's just the A.
It's not going to be weird if we only have doubles here.
Oh, it's an escape. Like, so it's like, hey, don't do this. You'll have to save it. Did you save it?
Did not save it. No such okay, now it's reading assignment properly, but
Oh,
there's
you
still
have, yeah. Okay, you've got another so source doubled up over there. Interesting.
wait, what is there?
Copy that. Copy that and post it in the GPT and ask it what's going on.
That's the right path.
Paste in your path and say, this is what I have. Literally, it just gave you the one without that.
Let's just copy this and see if it changes anything. It looks like it's made it even worse. Now every letter has.
Yeah.
Wait. But it worked, I think.
What? Sweet.
I think. Let's see. What am I even making here? Is it CCL merge that we're looking for? What file is this outputting? Oh no, that's just saved the import pandas, which I already had saved. Okay. Interesting. I'm assuming that this is still everything then. Yeah, that's still everything. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Which means after this, it's just not reading anything, I think. That change anything? No. Very interesting.
You can always paste the whole code in and then say this is the output.
All right, let's do that.
I use the Mac, so Windows nuance, not so sure.
Could pull out my MacBook.
I do love debugging stuff though.
I also love debugging stuff, but I have so little knowledge in this field that I don't have the fundamentals to even start debugging.
All right, that's how you learn.
That's how I learned. I spend 6 hours with ChatGPT, and then I learned a tiny bit more than I did before I started.
You do that again and again.
Yep, eventually you get somewhere.
Then you can teach a class.
Maybe one day. Bad script name, wrong case for file names, and relying on CWD. Rename the script. What is CWD?
Tis a command.
Okay. I hate doing this and changing all the code that you have into ChatGPT code, but I guess we'll try.
Go for it. I'm a hacky coder. I mean, if a coder at all. No.
Well, I just mean that because A, you're my professor and we're working on the thing that you made with this code, and B, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't want to end up straying too far away from what your purpose in the assignment was, if that makes sense.
You're following along. Like
It's doing the same
as long as
thing.
you can make it work, you'll be all right. You get that pipeline, however you do it, I'll be happy.
All right. Well, I'm pretty good at that. Usually I can get to the conclusion I need to. The way I get there might be questions, but
I like creativity.
all right, we're making no progress on this though. So let's go back to what we had.
Check with some other folks. How's it going? Yeah. So what's your gene? First off, is to get all your, you know, the one I'm doing, that Betty has helped with, we got the one we were doing every summer, we kind of repo, a bunch of ontologies. Or you don't know, no. About the cyber ontology foundry? No, I'm Bailey's foundry. The CT, okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm supposed to do this one. Yeah, but great things. What's the direction that we're going for the GW? Yeah, so my thought was.
Wait.
That links up with what the work we were doing over the summer was. So, I think that's what we're doing. I think it's on the same page. My thought was to build on what Ogo did, the dashboard, Ogo foundry, build on that, use what they've done, and then expand on it by using like the oops setup, like the multiple scanners, or the oops, the fairness checker, and then importantly, leverage the ranking system that my company put together over the summer. That's the demo with the competency question checker. So we had a developer work pretty relentlessly on creating a ranker. You put in a question and it tells you which ontology to answer. And then you score based on whether that can be answered by those ontologies as well as all the other criteria. So now you can do ontologies that aren't being perfect. That is, I think, what constructed we check the point groups and something else. We provide a link. We provide a way to search all the possibilities.
That anyone's laptop showing?
That's fine.
Information I think always get told.
Yeah, it's integration. So it'd be great if we could align to some common semantics. That's not going to be the case. I think the integration piece is actually the harder piece.
Yeah.
So the other project of another company working on is how to automate a map. So we've got automation for checking the ranking. So once in a while, if you're in mass semantics, map coders, so that's I think that's an area of research which we kind of broken ground on here at UB with the provenance ontology paper, leveraging the Flora strategy, and then building code around it. That's the plan. And then we have a bunch of successful engagements, or at least the beginning of engagement. So like just groups, semantic cards, and IES, yeah, the company semantic cards. So they have an ontology called GIST that they master. Okay, they master to code. So they work with vetting, jumping on other folks to kind of like lay down the semantics. The semantics that would be a foundation for the code that is used to automate the That's the plan, not to do it by hand. With the right code, have a logical foundation on which to write code. That's the next step, but we need to get to it. So
this national have already has some in the North Sudan. Can you check? Can you use that? Check. Change the line.
yeah.
The things that should be aligned, because use new new terms that okay, there's no alignment because they're new terms. So we have to define ones that you need to do that.
I mean, you should require people to do test, unit tests.
But we need to
They should have dummy instances that are exemplars with the content that they expect to see. So if you're dealing with like biomedical informatics information, you're probably going to come across health records.
good.
What's an example? Give me a dummy template. What should it look like? An instance. That's the sort of thing that can be tested in another ontology context to see if it can cover the same ground. Plus group, plus give unit. You should require, and they should be instance based. That's one of the reasons why we made such progress with provenance ontology, because Tim Lebo had a bunch of unit instance level unit tests. Otherwise, they're going to have to make it up. And everybody does that. Everybody just makes it up because somebody provides it. So you should require that the people who are the experts who build the ontology.
Please don't have it.
But there's genuine disagreement. Like
Yeah.
to the end of the line, and it's like, no,
Present
that's fine.
answer I will and I see. Okay, good. Talking about the same thing. In this case, we raise the need for integration. Alignment.
I'm fine with it. I want to map together so I can flip views. Yeah, I still want to map them so I can know when they're talking past each other and when they're not. But I don't want to have to think about it. I want a machine to tell me on the time. And for that, we need to really map it. Yeah, actually logically. Okay. So there's the burden. Like if you don't want to integrate, you better map.
Yeah. So maybe we bring that is syntax. Simple tests, simple, then the semantics, with the ranking.
Yeah, ranking will be part of this, just to evaluate which, that's like a meta ontology, but too many ontologies. How you know when you stop asking me and vary. We need a way that we need a tool that tells you. Trying to take all the job and it is.
One, say that something similar to, but when you start to this ranking, then it's something new in relation to.
Yeah. I think so. I think it's building off of. I think we're looking to use what's being done. Ultimately, like I think I want to. So I talked to BLM about, I gave that talk and I was like, here's what we should be doing ranking stuff. And afterwards, he was like, we're trying to do stuff like that. No, they're not making any progress. But they're not thinking about mapping. They're not thinking about competency question ranking. But when I was talking to him about it, he was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I think that's the way forward, like kind of break the bottleneck, because otherwise people evaluate ontologies based on like, does your class have rigidity? How deep is your class structure? It doesn't matter. Yeah, one of them. And the way forward is like, who's using this? What do they care about this question? Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
Yeah,
I was looking at it early last year. There was,
it's like automating that because then
Yes,
you can looking for the things, but you have to.
that there. It's like a database though.
You have to make that
The database there, it could be cool if it was consistent. Now, that's my latest graph with RDP. It's in all sorts of different formats and like different ways and like I just want to use this data that can go. But I can't. This morning and all the and yeah, and no, I didn't fly back. But I pitched. I pitched what we did that talk I gave an author class, the systematic disambiguation of interruption, the interoperability and information quality. I gave that talk to Chris and Giancarlo and Sergio and everybody. And I was like, this is why our discipline's unique. And they were like, we agree. You're right. Systematic disambiguation. And I was like, we found it. We've done it. So that's what makes the discipline unique. So people need to do it. You better tell me if it's wrong, because I'm going to teach everybody this at UB. This is what we're doing. So help me if it's wrong. And they were like, oh man, it's right. So got buy-in.
Oh, great.
I was pretty enthusiastic.
What is the conference in what year? Yeah, because I asked if it was also online. They told me no. So
yeah, it was.
I didn't submit anything.
Message them on Friday. I was like, I don't like that. My wife might get first tomorrow.
No, like
Okay, so she's got like 2 more months technically. But she's like,
okay,
she's got the line. She's about to.
I can't go. So it's 7 months.
Yeah, she's like a little over 7 months. Like
30. Some people are born.
Yeah, this is the second lady, so it's gonna come around with
32
weeks. Somewhere around there. Yeah, 33 maybe. But I'm like,
yeah, no.
it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
No, she's just like over the past week, she's went from like, boom to boom. It's like, and then the baby's kicking. I'm like, it's trying to get out.
You have to have the hospital bag.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have it.
Okay.
I have it sitting by the door. I'm like, it's ready to go. And I was like, oh man, I've got to go to France. And she's like, you are not leaving to go to France. You just got back from Brazil. What's wrong? Yeah. Did you go to France? You don't have to stay there. Or exactly. Yeah. Or I go with you. Exactly. She was supposed to go to Italy, but then she was afraid to fly because of the doctor got in her head. They're like, don't go. And she's like, oh, shoot. Like, no, please go. Oh no, she was before Italian. Yes. That would have been fun. I mean, probably not more. I mean, she's a she. Yeah. She would be American because you're American. Right? I don't know anymore. Okay. Okay. I guess I think she will be Italian. No, I know that. Wow, that would be amazing. Because well, double passport. But we have this territory thing. No, we have Eurosolis, so because of the soil, but also in America, because I know a professor that was like finishing, maybe he was finishing the postdoc or whatever, and his son was born here while his wife was visiting, and he's Swiss American, one of the sons, so like three, one is American, the other not. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of glad she didn't go to Italy, not because of that, but it's because she was out there. So it was hot. He's still up. She is like sweating constantly right now. It's like it was like 40 degrees outside the other morning. She had the windows open in the house. And I kind of it's snowing. Yeah, it depends. So running hot. A week or two ago, you could still bath in Catania. Yeah, really? Yeah, I can see that. You can swim inside the sea in Catania. Yeah. It was fun. Flying in around Mount Etna was like highlight. That was so cool. It was flying in. Did you ever flew around? No, I didn't have time. Well, you guys did. You went there. We were driving in quads. Oh yeah, I saw pictures. That was awesome. Yeah, it was like that was so Greg, Alex, Steele, and I. That was pretty pretty. Yeah, the other were walking. I was definitely experiencing FOMO when I said those photos. That was like a lot of fun. Yeah. I'm glad you guys had that experience. Yeah, Alex had it twice because in Iceland for another conference or something a month before, it was like driving the boats. Yeah, you guys travel a lot. Still we do volcanoes, by the way, Etna and Iceland. That's cool. He loves getting around. I respect that. Look at that, dropping like flies. Keeping a tally. Who stays on? Just kidding, Mike. See you later. You're probably being here. I'm not. Was that considered? It's like you see the trouble there, then you get a trouble here. You see, there's like different chapter in this. Very stable. In the beginning, okay, you have this thing that you how much like the 90. Yeah. Okay. Then you have this focus on foundations. Okay, also talking about what's not just moment for linking. Then you have the technological part. No, let's start doing the things. Yeah. And try to be more foundations. Well, yeah, it's more like more like I keep saying, okay, I give this and that, and then I answer. It's hard to try to put the value of knowledge. It's just a different type of database. You know? Exactly. And many people understand it. Yeah, because they really do. In the real world, it's like 2 or 3 steps before. Yeah, right. But they are. Before, like in the future, or before just proceeding. You already went to the semantic pipeline and those things, and they're still thinking about people of prologue, prologue things. They think about all these. We'll sit at this conference today, so I gave my keynote, and then there was a panel that I was part of. I was listening to everybody at the panel. I was on there with Joe Crowder, Oscar, and Chris, and then a bunch of people in the audience. And So like 3 years ago when I got here, everybody was like talking about philosophical foundation. People weren't really talking about application. That panel would have been that talk. There would have been more of that, but this time I was there. For 3 years I've been telling everybody, I don't know, application. Why did I have to come out of industry to come here and train people? You should have 30 years to train people. I keep saying stuff like that. Why am I having to do it? Why do we need degree programs? Why haven't we got consensus around what exactly it is we're doing? And I tell you, man, I was feeling really good this morning because I gave a keynote, I gave my pitch, and they were like, we agree. That's the way our field should be shifted. And they were all defending that position when Giancarlo was like, John's right. He's right. We need to focus on how we train people. Like we have to agree on this. People in the audience were like, oh, great. They weren't arguing about philosophy and they saw the value of it. And Chris, of course, sees the value of it. But they agree we need it's a new era. They were great about it.
I think that's another. Like something that's cool because we have we need research in other areas. Oh yeah, still. But the thing is, it's like the last link to the real world. And then we get paid. That's right. And then these are the research. That's right. These are the research. That's right.
Absolutely. Of course. How can you walk and breathe and everything else if you don't get food?
That's right.
But I've seen clever people without PhD students because like they don't apply for grants, they don't show their work, and I didn't understand like there's a problem here. Why can't I get hired in Milan in this university? Like he's so clever. He's a genius. It's like logician, epistemologist, mechanician all combined, but he doesn't have students.
Yeah. And then they just and the thing is,
It's a lot to say.
but yeah, before it was not so cool because the community was small and we didn't have like competitive. I remember in 2002, something live, and then there's this panel saying, okay, we are for 20 to 30 years, we have the brand the bread and the knife. No.
The stick in the carrot? What's the
everything you need, on the position to take out opportunity. Because everyone was thinking about knowledge. It was required to concept on knowledge. And then in 2 years, we are discussing this thing if you are still ready.
Yep.
And so the machine learning, this type of artificial intelligence brought this and now we need this. Okay, now before that, okay, maybe we don't
competitors slash opportunity.
Yes, and we don't deliver so much value, but there's no option. There's option. So now we have to
Now you gotta sing for your supper.
yeah.
That's also what I was talking about in town. I was like, there are cases I know that you need this. There are many cases you don't. And it's a lot of work. So you need to tell me what the value, the ROI. And if you can't, then you need to do something else. And we gotta be like, for me, that's like an integrity move. I don't want to overpromise what we can do. I like the discipline, but I also don't want to underpromise and let like machine learning fail. It's about finding that balance. And we haven't spent enough time thinking about it, but we're going out to
Yeah, still have to figure out like what happened in the decades. Not technologically, but like why is it really needed? Of course, big data.
Sure.
What else? Why not?
Yeah, I gave my pitch like the interoperability plus information.
You have the same problem.
You need to do them both together.
I just
You need to do it in a way that allows us to systematically.
got something that works from
No
Copilot,
other
and
discipline
then I plugged it into my script, and that ended
Like
up
over all the other
giving me
disciplines, data models.
that ended up giving me a reading file with data from both the JSON. So I can send you my
I don't know what
script
the other people are doing
on,
because like
or I
sometimes it's
could
like
just show you
nobody explains like that.
what I plugged in.
I don't know what's the standard. So
Yeah, that's
I
right.
don't know what. I've seen glimpses of people doing that.
Copilot said they were successfully to pull the data from the sensor feed
like
JSON and put
history
it in
pictures with
this
like
kind of format with this
and
script.
whatever.
then I
Of
just
course,
took
and then there's
this
ontology.
Yes, right, right. Natural.
And,
One day we'll.
plugged it
He
in.
was pitching that like ontology should be focused on
Because
creating the
your
next stage of AI.
Script
You know,
have
he's
like a load sensor view.
Creating the next stage of AI.
Yeah, so
And I was
I
like,
just copied
I
all
don't,
this.
one, sure.
And I
Two, I have
just
no idea how to do
paste
anything.
it.
Let me, unless you're talking about what I'm talking about, systematic disambiguation of the data. Because I think of that as making data AI ready, otherwise it's garbage in, garbage out. As long as he's talking about that, we're on the same page. And he always talks in his nebulous term.
What did you have, like
Yes.
four
I have
rows? Yeah, so I
Okay,
think
have
the
two
4 rows are just
Yeah,
the
before
sensor case. Yes.
alive or
I could email you.
will you be around this week or no?
I will be around tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
And, I'll be out of town for.
Okay, okay. We have the meeting for a topical next week,
Yes.
because it's every two weeks, so next Tuesday, and then next Wednesday we'll be giving a talk here, patient lunch talk on the topical. If you want to attend as well.
But.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So every Wednesday there is the lunch talk as well. So the topical is the effects of pipeline for it.
How's it going, homie?
And this is just example.
Well, we've managed to print something. We're printing something with 0 rows in it, but we're printing
Okay.
something, so we've made progress.
Something, yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out why it is that we're printing 0 rows at the moment.
The topical is also a 10 pages document.
Looks like the code was too strong. Or maybe it's not ingesting.
Next week.
I want to put,
Wednesday, yes.
It's completely different at this point from your code, but
okay, rows dropped just due to missing required fields. Okay, so it looks like you probably have your constraints are too strong because you're dropping too many rows. But it looks like you're reading the file, so that's good.
that's what I'm saying. We're getting somewhere. Here it's probably under drop rows.
Drop rows, okay, crit, missing, diagnostic print, common out. Drop
Okay,
rows.
on this.
Are you, okay, so I would look to the crit, those, are you assigning artifact ID, SDC kind, etc. to the rows first?
I
Because,
mean, that's here, right? Isn't that what this is?
yeah, okay, in records, string strip lower, and then direct items, rows
Or
append,
you
okay.
have to like replace your paths.
Yeah,
'Cause mine
hold on,
has,
just
like,
saying.
my paths
Okay, so your
files.
artifact or
Just
asset
make sure.
or artifact ID. Okay. Can you put in a print? You can put in some print somewhere, like print statements, and say to see what's actually going on in the code, right? So you could put like a print after that function is called, the rows append, and say, show me what you're appending.
Okay. Where's that rows append statement?
Where the rows empty, and then for R in records, blah 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 blah. You could put somewhere in that block print, you know. Let's see, print RL.
Print RL?
Yeah, that's the variable, right? Or maybe you have to do it in the loop. Like so.
Like in here?
I would have to do it in the brackets.
Does that work?
Oh, maybe they're using a different. What's the syntax for print in Python? Isn't it just print?
That is beyond me. Although I have seen print in Python examples, so I think so.
Okay.
Press it and see what happens.
Not gonna run.
It's the T that's weird for some reason.
Well, you know what? Ask GPT how do I get it to print to test instead of me trying to remember.
One better.
Things like
You write this with prints to show any potential.
I got a working script, but I couldn't tell you why it works. It just works.
That's stupid.
Also unrelated, but I got your email the other day. I forgot to respond to you, but I appreciate it. And I talked to Josh and I have a meeting with him tomorrow morning. And we are literally directly perfectly aligned on our ideas. And that's exactly what my idea was. So it worked out pretty good, I think.
That's great to hear, man. Fantastic.
Yeah, it is using print here.
Oh, it would. I don't know why it's. Oh, maybe you have to indent print on that 4 line. Oh, yeah, you probably do because maybe indent print on 4R and under 4R in records. Yeah, just like push tab and push it again. Well, you know what? I don't know.
Oh, that's all right. That's why we have LLMs. And okay, here we go. Let's see. Let's try this. I had to just rewrite the whole thing with the purpose of printing errors. Okay.
Oh, look. Okay. So you've got. All right. So, okay. It's treating. Yeah. Okay. So let's look at it all. Let's go up to the top. Input paths. You've got sensor exists true, original columns. Columns after rename 6, empty columns.
Also, it's reading these.
Yeah, and it's.
But for some reason, the values aren't aligning.
Yeah, it's got, okay, so null counts before drops. It's got artifact ID, SDC kind. It's got all those. And then you drop 7, null counts before drop. So it's okay, look at, it looks like it's dropping. Yeah, it looks like it's dropping the values or dropping the whole row because of the values. And so where are you handling values and timestamps, I guess?
If I'm not mistaken, that is just the. Oh, we've remade the entire code. I have no idea now. Well, that's a good question. Here, I guess here probably.
Okay, CSV, let's see, map, boom, 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 we're doing a mapping. Well, I think it's about, okay, down for artifact, value, okay, column, map results. Just search for value. What's going on? Okay, not there. Oh, wait, this is mapping. If you have these, then map them all to value. Okay, keep going. Do you have any other constraints? Get val or get reading or value. Okay. ED to numeric. So I think something is going wrong, maybe in that row.
And this one, the clean types section.
So it looks like it's, or we're guessing, it looks like it's like doing some improper conversion, and so it's then not reading it as a value, like it's not a numerical value. So I might check, is it looking for a value in parentheses, or is it looking for just a literal numeric value? Alternatively, you can just paste in the output from your print statements in the GPT and say what's.
I was gonna get there if we couldn't figure it out here.
I'm sorry, I do like.
And I prefer it this way too, because hearing you talk through it allows me to learn a bit better. But I also, yeah. What is crit? What does this mean?
It's a variable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's a list. So it's just a list of things, and then crit is being called later. So it's like run through this list.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so you think that the issue has something to do with value. So let's put this in ChatGPT, give it your insight, and see what it has to say. Screenshot the output.
Yeah, so just straight up drop 7.
I just posted ChatGPT. Let's see. Don't coerce values too early. Allow for commas. Clean the data. Because your value column isn't parsing to a number. So every row fails, the critical fields drop. Do this minimal patch, and you should be fine. All right.
What I thought. You're going to have the same problem with the timestamp because it's dropping because it's of the timestamp. So I'm reading that it's counting how many nulls are there before it drops them. And so it's reading the timestamps as a null value.
Okay, so then the question is, I'm going to paste right here the block of code that it gave me. And then from 148 on, let me know if it makes sense, you think, to add these for each of them, or if there's a smarter way, like we can just go back and change something.
Like a randomized, what is this? I tell you that's where to put it?
No, it did not. I just put it at the end so you can read it. It did not actually tell me where to put it.
Lower, so it's okay. So it's. I was thinking. Honestly, I feel like GPT is overcomplicating this.
That's the reason I just said if it makes sense to add these, or if there's a better way to like go back and change it.
Like,
GPT
hey, man,
does that.
Make this simpler. Make this simple. Not talking about coercion. I just want numerics read. Doing all this error handling and the complicated way.
Well, so when I'm doing the coding through ChatGPT or whatever, and I don't know what I'm doing, I think this is where having the knowledge matters a ton, because I end up just constantly overcomplicating over and over and over instead of bringing stuff down and actually simplifying. But I don't know at which point is the too complicated part. So
typically, just because you're right, it absolutely does overcomplicate things. I typically say, give me the simplest answer.
Yeah, that's smart. Or like let it overcomplicate and then run it back through it to have it simplify. Okay, this is what it gave me now.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a paragraph. Don't format.
Much shorter. This is what we got from 148 on.
I'll try to be fancy. Yeah, it just went regex. Okay, good.
Okay. So you think is this okay to be posted here at the end, or should this go somewhere?
Well, let's see.
Okay. Oh, stuff's happening. Didn't see any giant errors, but
well, you still okay. So it looks like you addressed that first value. So there were 2 values with 7 counting nulls, and now you got rid of the first one, which is good. I also don't know where that first value line had come from. So, and by first, I mean, if you scroll up to the original error, keep going. Keep going. Oh, maybe over. Oh, wait, right. Yeah, right there. So you see under null counts before drop combined, you see value 7, then value 7.
Oh, I do see, yeah.
So,
and then now we only have 1.
That's happening, but now you've got it down to 1.
Okay, that's good.
But whatever,
we're still dropping every row.
And you're going to have whatever the problem is that's causing the value drop. It's going to be a timestamp issue as well, and so you'll need to look at the timestamp portion.
Okay,
I'm gonna have to let you guys go though, because
yeah, that's all right.